Bert, thank you so much for coming in today.
You're welcome.
I would love to know why and how did you get started with Guelph and Area Right to Life?
Well, I think it started with actually Jackie Jeffs. She was a neighbor of mine.
Okay.
She lived up the street from me. And she went to the same church that I did. So we knew of each other, but we really didn't connect till a friend of mine found out that the Guelph Right to Life were looking for a piece of property to start a home for pregnant mothers who wanted to keep their children. So my friend actually had a piece of property in Guelph that he was living in Alberta at the time. So he asked me to go to the meeting, the board meeting, and present the piece of property to them. So we discussed the property, and there was a lot that had to happen with it. Like we had to demolish a house, and we had to put up another structure, and it just didn't fit within the budget at the time. It would take too long to rezone it and all the rest of the requirements required with that. So yeah, and then I think from that point on, I was asked to be part of the subcommittee that would continue looking for a piece of property or a suitable home for that cause.
And that's how you got involved.
Yeah.
Neat. And then you stayed on for a while, and kind of that led to Michael House, I believe, right?
That's right. That's right. That association led to Michael House. I was, at the time, I think shortly after that, I bought a house.
Yep.
Don't know why I did, but I did.
All right.
And it was because of a situation I was in, and so I started renovating it myself, actually doing the work on Saturdays and all the rest of that stuff. And the neighbors were wondering, well, is this guy going to move in, or what's he going to do with this house?
Okay.
And they were quite concerned, is he going to rent it? They were asking all kinds of questions. And I said, well, I really don't know at the time. So I made some pretty good friends there. And so I eventually thought, well, I don't think I want to move in here just yet. It was a small 3-bedroom like side split.
Right.
And the neighbors, and we decided, well, maybe this might be a good place to start.
Right.
And so we got an architect friend involved, Brian McCullough, who did a substantial amount of work in terms of helping us get the approvals through the city and that sort of thing. We decided, well, let's try and see if we can make this thing pass through, and we did. I mean, they got zoned as a group home, and then we had special fire alarm systems installed, and smoke alarms, that kind of thing. So we designed it, and we put the systems in, and eventually they moved in.
Yeah, and such a blessing that is, really.
Yeah.
Do you know how many Michael Houses we have now? No.
We still have one Michael House. We have another transitional housing home, and that's actually, there's a very high demand in this area for that. I understand there's a waiting list right now for both homes, both locations.
Well, I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's cool. And what would you say to people who are not involved with Guelph and Area Right to Life yet? What would you say to them?
Well, I think everything begins with life, right?
Yeah.
Like, if we lose the right to life, we lose all our other rights.
Right.
And, as a Christian, I know that, every person is made in the image and likeness of God, right? So we're called to protect life, to promote life, and to love life.
Yes.
And so, again, it begins at life. And every life, I think, is a chance to love.
Yeah.
Right? Because every life is able to give love and to receive love.
Right.
And so, yeah, so that's the core of everything.
So I understand you played a role in the Garden of Grace. Are you able to share more on that?
Yes. I mean, we talked about it, I think, for a few years before it actually happened.
Okay.
We were thinking that there's a nice spot, like right near the church there, that would be great underneath all the trees and everything else for people to come and really meditate and you know, just a place where they can, place of prayer, place of, you know, relaxation, that they can think about certain events in their lives that maybe were traumatic, and you know, they can sort of, you know, just meditate on it and bring it to light in that place. And it has served the community well. We know that right now there's many people that visit it every week. The way it started was that, we just laid out a pathway. And then I think all the pieces fell together. You know, there was a professor, I think, from the university that was very knowledgeable in terms of plants and that sort of thing.
Oh, at Guelph.
And then
Guelph University?
Yeah, I believe he was from a retired professor from University of Guelph that helped us out in selection of plants and that sort of thing. We laid out the pathway, and my friend Robert, who was amazing at doing concrete work, he took it upon himself. Actually, he was semi-retired. He took it upon himself to do all the concrete work himself.
Wow, okay.
And he helped from start to finish. You know? And actually, so much thought went into it in terms of, you know, leveling the benches and because there's part of it has stone on it as well, like the pathways. So there's a lot of thought that went into that with the slopes and everything else. So he was quite instrumental at that. And again, Brian McCullough came up with the initial design. That architect who since has passed away. But you know, he's fond memories of him and Robert, of course, helping us make that a reality.
Yeah, that's amazing. And if I think about, okay, it's been 50 years, do you know how long Garden of Grace has been around?
It's probably been around 8, I would think about 8 years.
8 years, okay.
8 years so far, yeah.
Neat.
8 or 9 years.
Right, and Michael House, how many years ago was that?
That was, it started in 2002.
Okay, wow.
April the 1st, 2002. Yes.
Right away.
Yeah.
I was only like just born.
You were born? Yeah.
Pretty much.
I know. I know.
Cool. And is there anything else you would add to your story or something you learned?
Michael House?
What?
Michael House?
Guelph and Area Right to Life, Michael
Guelph
House.
and Area, well, in terms of Michael House, we know that it was a little bit of a struggle at the beginning, like getting it started. And there was only so much funds available. So the home actually they were able to move in. And then from there, actually, it was just basically a stepping stone.
Yeah.
And then actually, it was only maybe another 3-4 years after that another home became available.
Right.
So they ended up moving to that other location, and there was, I don't know, 6 or 7 bedrooms in the other one where the previous one only had 3.
Right. That's neat.
Yeah.
And how would you recommend others get involved with Guelph and Area Right to Life, Michael House, all those areas?
Well, I think it would be people can get involved whichever way, you know, they would like it. It all starts, you know, everybody can do something.
Yeah.
Whether it's prayer or whether it's donations or, you know, whatever it may be, people always have something to contribute.
Yeah.
They may not think that they have much, but everybody could do something.
Yeah.
You know? And I think it would be just great for the community to everybody be behind that whole idea of promoting life and living life.
Right. And why is that so important today, especially?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I see the Guelph and Area Right to Life as sort of like its own combat unit. You know?
Yeah.
We're in this war together to promote life, and we know that there's a culture as well that wants to promote abortion and euthanasia. So Guelph and Area Right to Life are doing their part to fight that war for life.
For sure.
Yeah.